And I had a very persistent type of cough, which ultimately turned into a type of pneumonia. Doctors came and said that I had bronchial asthma. I couldn't breathe at all. Something was terribly wrong with me. Breathing was such a big torture. Once they had to put me on oxygen for quite some time. Then I told my mother that I have not been a good son to my father. So if I have to atone for it by dying, let me go to Puttaparthi and die. Because we were already devotees of Bhagwan, very superficial devotees. Just knowing a few bhajans won't make you a devotee. Then my mother thought that it would be the best thing to take me to Puttaparthi, because I had been all the time talking about death and just dying, should go to Puttaparthi, and at his feet I want to atone for my mistakes and I want to die. So we reached Puttaparthi. That itself, by itself, was a big miracle. Reaching Puttaparthi would take 3 days in the train. We had to change the train 3 times. Ultimately, somehow we reached Puttaparthi. 1977, December 31st, we were in Puttaparthi. And on New Year's Day, he called us in. Now let me tell you, the Prashanti Nilayam then was a completely different concept. The moment we entered Puttaparthi, there was pin drop silence. Silence was pervading everywhere. And then when I was the only loud person, because I was so ecstatic that we had reached our destination. Very phlegmatically, I was telling, where do you think we should go and all that. And one gentleman came out from the Ganesh shed. He just told me, shh, don't talk loud here. You're not allowed. And then he said, I'll show you the accommodation office. Took me to the accommodation office. And there was a man with a big beaming with a big smile. And he said, where did you come from? So we said, we are from Sikkim. I was with my mother and my niece. He said, oh, such a faraway place. How long are you going to stay? We said, 1 month, sir. He said, why only 1 month? Why don't you stay for 3 months? At least 3 months, if not 6 months. Stay on. Enjoy yourself. You are in heaven. Something, a far cry from today. When you go to Puttaparthi, someone telling you, stay on for 3 months, I'll give you accommodation. And then we were inside one, in West Prashanti 1 of the rooms allotted to us, went for tea, and then darshan was almost happening. Somebody said, Swami is about to come out. And those were the days of Chitravati river sand, carpet of sands. And you could go and sit anywhere you like. First come, first serve. Choose your spot and sit down. No one to come and tell you not to sit. And then no darshan music. And Swami just walked out of his interview room. Then he started walking, and I was surprised, I was so shocked to see God. For the first time in my life, God in life form, walking around there. And then he came near us and then said, go inside. It was such a wonderful, wonderful moment. Just come to reach Puttaparthi, you get an accommodation, have the best tea and the best snacks in the canteen, go and sit for darshan wherever you like, and then Swami comes and tells you go in. So I was gaping at Bhagwan. I was so shocked, I didn't know how to react to that, and Swami walked away. And later on people told me, so stupid you are. You should have gone inside. Swami called you in. And the real interview happened the next day in the morning. We attended Suprabhatam. That evening we sat for bhajan. And the bhajan was so scintillating. I learned my first lesson that day, that if an experience is so captivating, You don't forget it even after a passage of decades, you don't forget it. That first bhajan that I attended in Puttaparthi, I remember every bhajan in a sequence. Although bhajans were new to me, the first Ganesh bhajan, Bhavani Nandan Bala Gajanana, Pranava Surupa Sai, sung by, later on I came to know she was Bhajan Vijaya, one lady whose voice was like an angel. And this is how bhajan went on for almost two hours bhajan. And then Swami got up for Arati. Next day we were in for interview. And then in the interview room, Swami looked at me and said, "Kya chahiye bolo?" Aisa kai ko karta hai? I was panting. Then my mother said that, "Swami, he is so sick." Swami said, "He should be sick. He has been smoking cigarette. And he has been abusing himself like this. He has been into every wrong indulgence." Then he looked at me and said, "Tumko ek jawani diya, waste kiya. Tumko ek life diya, usko waste kiya tune. Ab tumko marna chahiye," he said. The moment he said I should die, I was so happy. Because I had gone with that intention. The mindset is so important. If I had gone with the mindset to live, to be rescued by Bhagwan, to be saved by Bhagwan, this would have been a damper to me. But when I had gone there with the intention to die at his feet, and the thing was really happening now, and Swami said, "A person like you should die." I said, "Swami, marne ke liye aaya hu, Swami. Jeevan nahi chahiye, Swami." And I was panting, and it was so difficult to even utter those words. "Swami, aapke चरणों में मरना है." फिर स्वामी ने कहा, Swami said, "इतना easy नहीं है मरना. It's not so easy to die." I said, "Swami, जिंदगी में डैडी फादर का अच्छा लड़का मैं नहीं हूँ, इसलिए मर जाना ठीक है स्वामी. मरने के बाद इन्हीं के घर में फिर मुझे जन्म लेना है स्वामी. ये भी आशीर्वाद दे दीजिए." The moment I said that and touched his feet, he raised me up and hugged me. And he opened up 2 of my buttons on my shirt, exposed my chest, which was heaving so much, created vibhuti, applied it on my chest and said, "Saas lo." And I took in a deep breath. Swami said, "Phir karo." 3 times I breathed, I was healed completely. Can you imagine? That very moment, he had healed me. Then he said, "Ab kya? Now that you are healed, what next?" Because I experienced one thing. The moment I was healed, there was this fantastic feel, that fantastic will to live again. I wanted to live, I wanted to do so many things. Suddenly I was so dynamic. My mind was just running helter-skelter. And Swami said, "Next, kya chahiye tumko?" And in my heart I was saying, "Swami, aapke college mein aana hai, padhne ke liye." The moment I did this loud thinking, Swami just replied back. Pat came the reply from Bhagwan. "Haan, aa sakta hai," he said. I was shocked. I had just thought of it and he replied. Then I thought, is it really happening? Then I thought, let me test it again. I said, "Swami, aapke college mein aana hai." Again, I did a loud thinking with more emphasis. And Swami said, "Bola na tumko, aa sakta hai." And then after that, there was no second thinking, no second thoughts. He knew everything that I was thinking. He was in my breath. He was in my thought. He was in everything. He was the most almighty, the most powerful, merciful Lord.